There are several ways of acquiring and running a business. You can buy an ongoing business and you can grow it through borrowed money or through investments or by mergers with another bigger or different organizations. These are all different techniques that people use to acquire, sustain, and grow businesses. In this session, I would like to talk to you about managing a business organically, because if you are at an individual level, starting to offer a professional service, most likely nobody is going to be interested in merging with you, and nobody is going to be interested in loaning you money. And very often, no one is going to try and invest in your business at that early stage. So from the beginning, you need to grow that business organically until you get to the point where that business can become attractive enough either for investors to come in or for you to attract a bank and convince it to loan you money. So organic growth in business. It means putting money back into the business. In previous sessions, we've talked about separating yourself from a business, which means that your business will be operating independently, with its own money from the bank, making its own payments. We've also talked about budgeting, that your business is spending money that has already been pre-agreed. So once you have all of those in place and the business is running, you need to figure out now, how do I grow the business? And I want to suggest to you several ways of making that happen, starting with an important word, and that word is called maximizing all the business operations. Maximizing business operations means, if, for example, you normally buy paper, it is possible for you to buy in bulk and therefore spend less in your buying of that paper. If you normally employ people and there are certain times when your business may not require very many people, you can separate the hiring mechanism so that you can have certain people working for you part-time during the peak seasons. And then when you don't need them at that particular moment, the business is not spending money. Those are called optimizing. For example, even at the basic level, like using the telephone system, it's possible to negotiate for buying of bundles from the telephone company at a lower rate than what you would be spending if you are buying every single day for the credit that you need to make the calls for that time. So maximization is an important thing. It means that you are looking at every aspect of a business. You are looking at the way you do things, how you buy things, where you buy them, from whom, through what sort of arrangements, and making sure that you maximize the benefits that you can get either by saving money or by extending the credit period or the period that you have before you pay a debt, because during that time the money may be in the bank and getting an interest. All those tiny little things. Then you also maximize your sales. I remember one time when I was running a computer business, and somebody gave me the idea of checking with my customers how happy they were. And I would just ask the customer, are you happy with the computer I sold you? And when I found a customer who says, no, I have a problem with this, it gave me the opportunity to go fix that problem. After they were happy, I would say, are you now happy with the computer you bought from me? And they would say, yes, I am happy. It says, would you please give me the name of a person you know that could probably buy the computer from me? And within a few months, those referrals that we got from our existing customers ended up accounting for 50% of all our sales. It was the most powerful marketing tool that we had, getting referrals from happy customers. So we maximized our sales. I also learned at that particular moment, I'm giving this personal example so that you can see the kind of things you can do, that by advertising in a particular spot on the newspaper, it is possible to get a lot more responses than advertising on another page. In those days, newspapers were the only mechanisms through which you could advertise other than radio and TV. So think through the mechanism through which you can optimize your sales. So you are cutting down on your expenses, you are making your business more efficient, and you are maximizing your sales, which will result in having more resources, more time, which will result in having more money, and then now you can invest that money in growing your business. Now, when you begin to grow your business, you have to think, how do I grow my business? Am I scaling the number of customers that I am attending to? Am I opening new outlets from where to provide a service? Am I just effectively maximizing my profit and investing elsewhere? Those are decisions that you can make, but you make those decisions based on the surplus that you have in your business through organic growth. Now, I want to say that very many startup businesses feel frustrated about the slow pace of growing a business through organic means, but it's a necessary pain that you have to go through. Just like a baby doesn't grow in a few months, it takes years before that kid turns into an adult who can earn their own money. A business is also like that. Now, also be aware that in order for you to get to the point where you can attract the partners, that business needs to be not only well grown, well refined, but it needs to be attractive to the investors, and that takes time to shape. The one comforting thing that I can tell you about organic growth is that you can use a tool called compounding that really is a very dramatic principle when it comes to growing a business. Compound, most people, I think in school, learned about compounded interest, which means the bank charges you costs on top of other costs, interest on top of interest. But if you reverse it and you talk about compound gain, you can also find out that your business will grow exponentially faster as time goes by if you keep on improving one improvement on top of another. The Japanese are very famous for this continuous improvement, something that they do continuously to improve their vehicles and things like that. In the 70s, they were almost nobody when it came to vehicles, but they improved on their processes to the point where they became a world leader in that business. To illustrate the power of compounded gain, I can tell you, use your own personal currency to mention this, but if you have 100 of whatever it is, whether it's $1 or a shilling, 100 of them, and you gain an interest or a growth or a margin of 20%, and you add it to the principal, 4 times you double that money. So 100 becomes 120, and then becomes 147, becomes 176, and then 207. And if you keep on doing that, 20% gain compounded over 51 times translates 100 into a million. The power is actually mind-boggling. So if you keep on improving your processes and your business experiences and the things that you are looking into your business, what happens is that your business eventually grows to the level where even yourself gets a little bit surprised about how well you have done. Thank you. So here is a quick summary of what we have learned in this session. We have learned that there are several ways of growing a business, and the one that we are discussing here is organic growth. And then we have learned that organic growth refers to growing your business through internal mechanisms of improvement of processes, improvement of the gains that you normally make, cutting down expenses, things like that, and also the opportunities that come to you. We have also said that organic growth may be slow, but over time it speeds up as the gains that you make on a daily basis or on a monthly basis pile up on top of each other, and they become a compounding gain. And then lastly, I would like to say that you can measure organic growth by looking at the exponential curve that seems to represent the way your business has grown over the time that you have paid attention to it. So just do it, and let's see that business become something really beautiful.